Much for joining in. Hi, thanks so much for joining in. Um, who are we? What are we? Normally when we ask the question, who am I? Who are we? It's like, oh, am I a kind person? Am I a friendly person? Am I a codependent person? Like we try and sort of describe the qualities of our personality. But what I'm realizing is on a deeper level, who and what we are is divine love, divine energy, receiving and extending devices. I use the device living devices. I use the word device playfully. But really, if what if a fundamental part of our design is to receive positive, yummy energy, just like a telephone is designed. So a telephone is designed to receive a transmission and then to transmit it to us, right? Like that's what it does. But not only that's what it does, that's what it is. It is its function. It's not anything other than its function, right? Well, what if we're the same way? What if at the core of our being, we are receiving devices? Now, the question is, what are we receiving? And I would argue that most people are in the habit of receiving negativity. And so part of the spiritual path is not only recognizing what we are, but retraining ourselves to receive or tune in to that which is good. But that's another video. So, so all this thing does, all it does is receive and transmit. I mean, it's also got some other cool apps too, but my analogy is breaking down, but it isn't. Fundamentally, a phone receives and transmits. And what if fundamentally that's all that we are? And the question is, what are we receiving and what are we transmitting? So in the practice that I teach people how to tune in to divine healing love energy and life energy, the life force itself. And then at a certain point, once you get strong in that, you just naturally, you don't have to like send it to someone, though of course you can, and you can ask that this energy go to that person. But at a certain point, you just live it, embody it, and radiate it. You radiate people in a good way. You infect people with good stuff. So here's a quote from Bruno Groening, who I learned this practice from. He said, "The soul can be compared to a wonderful, beautiful flower about the size of my open palm. When a person wants what is good, their soul then opens just like a satellite dish, and the divine energy streams into it fully." A satellite dish. What if that's just a fundamental aspect of what we are? Then we're like an antenna. And that when we want what is good, as Bruno Groening said, then the divine energy streams into it fully. So that's when we want what's good. How about when our will is just kind of unconscious, or maybe we even wanting something negative or focused on something negative in the moment? Here's what he says happens. "But if a person takes up just a single bad thought, then the soul shuts itself up at once and the connection to God is interrupted. The soul is therefore the receiving device for the healing stream." That's what he called this divine energy. He called it Hailstrom. It's a German word. It can be translated healing stream, healing wave, curative force, salvation, power. He also called it the beautiful stream of life, which I think is one of my favorite descriptions of it. So if we're designed to be in communion with God and continually receive this energy, then once we fill up, what if then we just naturally extend it? That's the other part of our function. When asked what are the two greatest, what are the greatest commandments, it's written that Christ said, the greatest commandments are these. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Well, what I've discovered is I'm really not able to love my neighbor as myself unless I'm just full of good, positive energy, full of divine love. And then it's easy, or easier. And especially if my neighbor is treating me in unneighborly ways, then I really need divine help to love them as myself. That's when we really need to be full of positive love, life force, when someone's treating us less than kindly. Without that energy, without that divine support, it's next to impossible to love our neighbor as ourselves when they're treating us less than kindly. So, who are we? What are we? We're this. We're radioactive. The question is, what are we emanating? And the question is, what signal are we receiving? Bruno Groening, and any, in my opinion, true spiritual teacher, teaches us one thing, really: how to tune in to, how to receive the divine transmission. And once we do that, our behavior just changes and we naturally behave in a harmonious way. And then we just naturally emanate goodness because we're tuning in to infinite goodness. Then we just start extending it more and more. Take care. Have a blessed day. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, the way to receive this energy is very simple. Be open to it. Have the intention to receive it and observe the body. Observe the body with the will, the intention to absorb positive energy for it. It's really that simple. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.